Character design is provided by Demon Artie. Be sure to check her out over on her social media platforms. Links to her Twitter and Instagram are going to be in the description down below. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. So after Prodigy, which was something that looked like it's hopeful,
promising,
and it looks like something I might enjoy with Trek, and it aligns itself with the basic principles of what the Federation stand for, then we get a trailer for Lower Decks. And I don't care unless they come out and say Lower Decks is in a separate universe. It is canon to the prime timeline of Trek. So everything the Cerritos does and the way all the characters act is prime timeline.
That's not in the movie timeline, the Kelvin one. No, it's the prime timeline.
So this whole trailer is absolute garbage.
Oh, it's horrible.
There's not like one moment that made you think Star Trek.
Or funny.
None
of it's funny. And they do this so often. You remember in that one episode? Do you remember that one race that one time? Don't do that no more. Just don't do that. Because you do is piss on the legacy.
The thing is, the new security officers, those guys that talk in metaphors that Picard ran to, that one race, can you imagine him doing that all the time?
So he's taking the place of the dude that died.
Yeah,
he actually had a heroic death.
Yeah.
So he's going to be making that fool's funny metaphors all the time. We don't understand this guy. How old is that gag going to get? I say within the first episode of this dude.
Oh, yeah.
I think it'll never get old, Crimson. I think it'll last forever.
And there was another scene where it looks like they beamed down to a place and they're fighting and he's there and he just kind of has like a weird smile on his face.
Yeah. They don't know what to do with the character. They thought of this character for that one gag.
Yeah, the gag that they speak
But the
in
problem
metaphors.
is that's going to be the whole series, unless he leaves after that episode.
Maybe that's all in one episode.
Maybe.
Well, I don't like the Cerritos players.
I wonder if they're do another stupid gag is where like keep getting new security officers.
Here's another gag they're gonna do. I guarantee you. This thing I've been able to predict this show pretty well with its stupid jokes. He speaks in metaphors. No one understands him. Then at the end, he doesn't do it. He's like, "You guys are all a bunch of idiots. You guys don't understand what I'm talking about." And he actually talks like a normal person at the end of the episode.
So, and you've guessed.
I bet you something like that happens.
And Crimson's batting 1,000 actually guessing the exact wording of some of these lines. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
Because it's simple.
Yeah.
They're stupid jokes. These writers sit in a circle and they think they're so clever and you're a moron. If this dumbass can think of your jokes, then it wasn't that funny of a joke.
Sometimes I feel like they're in their own special echo chamber.
They hated Trek.
Yeah.
They absolutely hated it.
They all did. I mean, they hate the characters. They hate the way it is. And
they thought it was funny. They thought it was stupid. Like I said, they brought back this character because they think like, oh, it's so cool. But secretly they're like, no, we think this is so stupid.
And another character that gets me, also gets me mad is how Brad had growth from the last season going into time. Looks like he's back in the Cerritos again.
And there's
I don't want that.
What if you were screaming and you were getting transported, but they couldn't get a lock on you? Would your scream like go through the transporter? These are the stupid ass questions. Just like in the beginning when we first heard about the show. What if we ran out of yellow cartridges for the replicators? Could you not make bananas? That's so funny.
Replicators
so
don't need that.
Brad he's like being attacked or something, and this is when he's still on the Titan. Obviously, he gets kicked off the Titan or demoted or something. He's screaming as they're trying to get a transporter lock. So you hear the scream go, and it goes in and out because he's a pathetic piece of crap character who can't be brave for 1 second in his life. So he's screaming like a little schoolgirl.
The only thing that was cool is Riker says, "Get him out of there." That's what Riker
That sounded
would
like
do.
that's something right. That did sound like a Riker line.
Or that was it. I mean, if anything, the only thing that was even decent.
Well, that and also when the ending of the first season when he was kind of acting cool a little bit.
Except for they always throw in like, oh, I like jazz music. Yes, he likes jazz, but he didn't talk about it 24/7.
Exactly.
Oh, these looks are too righteous. Whatever stupid thing he said, like he wouldn't say that during a combat situation.
No, he wouldn't.
So the rest of the trailer just filled with silliness and poo poo and caca jokes.
Literally poop.
Slug eats the. I already forgot all their names.
Ryan girl.
I know Rutherford and I know Brad.
What's his first name?
Mariner. I have no
Sam.
idea.
Sam
Rutherford.
Yeah.
I forgot the Orion girl already.
I don't know her name. So she gets eaten by a slug thing, and it like spits her out, but she's covered in brown. So it looks like
and she looks disgusted.
Feces.
Yeah, she looks disgusted. So I'm thinking,
who any of us haven't been eaten by the same strange creature and been pooped out?
Majority
actually
of people.
not you. Only Boiner and her.
Apparently.
The only one that Mariner can never be put down in the show. She can never look bad.
She's always right.
She's always right every time.
And they even make a reference. The only thing missing is Boinger. And then but obviously he gets back in the show.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he just move on?
Why couldn't they say one episode with him on the Titan and them on the Cerritos? Would that have been too
Go back
much?
and forth.
Yeah, would that have been too much? Or go back and forth and win in
Yeah.
an episode or two.
And then, of
Nope.
course, have like the season finale have where their two ships come together for
Yeah,
something.
you know, we can't have that though.
Then they showed those one aliens. Remember when Picard got stabbed when he was younger?
The Nausicaans.
Yeah. Oh, you had been cheating. Like those guys are like these really huge dudes. And we know when the going gets tough, our Starfleet officers, we know how to fight or whatever, and they just like run away. I would run away from Nausicaans too because
Yeah.
they're gigantic people.
Yeah.
But like, we're also cowards. Like what's the message here?
I don't know. And also, it's funny, you guys were talking about it. Like, doesn't the Orion girl know all those secret moves that could get
Yeah,
them
remember
out of
she was
that?
a ninja.
Yeah, she like took out that whole
Yeah.
squad in that one
Yeah.
episode.
But that's what that was meant for a joke, not to actually be serious.
Speaking of characters being able to be badass and all of a sudden they're not badass, there's I guess they got captured by Ferengis,
I'm assuming, yeah.
and so it's
Rutherford and Brad.
Yeah, it's Sam and Brad. They have such stupid sounding names, even though they're like regular names.
Yeah.
They just seem stupid to me. And then Sam's all, I wish we had superpowers. Don't know what he's referencing superpowers because
I don't know.
maybe because Vulcans are naturally stronger.
Maybe, but that's not a super.
Why would you say superpower?
Yeah.
Then Brad's like, we may not have superpowers in this way. Then like he's pointing to his muscles, but we have superpowers here. And he points to his head. And he's like, well, I don't understand. Oh, because we're smart. Then Rutherford's like, oh yeah. But didn't they show that he had like a super badass fighting mechanism in his mind when he beat up all those Borg?
Yeah, beat a board.
Yeah, he was doing like flipping around and doing all
Yeah,
these
physically beating him, not even using weapons.
So are they gonna just maybe when he ripped his eyeball out? Remember the last
Yeah,
thing
but we're giving him too much credit.
I don't know, but what it doesn't.
No, but he
mean-
literally said, "Oh, well, you mean I thought you meant our skin?" No, you idiot, my brain. Why would I say my skin?
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
That's not funny.
but Rutherford is smart. He's a good engineer.
maybe.
But somehow I get that. I know certain people can be super book smart, then be socially awkward.
Right.
But they take it to the extreme.
Yeah. The show's all extreme. That's what the show is.
Yeah, there's no stability at all. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
there's no subtlety in
I
the
saw a
show.
Cardassian for a second.
Yeah, I did
Second.
saw Kardashian too.
Then there's like a big, what looked like a scorpion person, but it was green. So I'm assuming they did some experiment and it turned the Orion girl into a
I'm
giant scorpion.
wondering if that's gonna be a whole episode. If that's just gonna be a little bit. You know
Like
what I'm
the
saying?
opener, the cold opener,
Yeah.
that leads to nothing.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was crazy. You know, and then
That's
they come
it.
to- yeah.
Gosh.
So yeah, this show is trash.
Yeah.
It's
It's
getting
bad.
trash.
And then there's back in the brig. What point would she just be kicked out of Starfleet?
Oh, I love you, Mom. Oh, don't you gotta listen to me. I do what I want.
Yeah. They send you back
Not
to
if you're a
brig.
Starfleet officer. You got to listen to us. We're your superiors. That's it. It's beyond stupid.
Well, and also just send her home. She clearly doesn't want to be here.
No, she likes to be a cadet and screwing around. That's what she likes. She
Yeah,
likes
Just
to
an
be
ensign,
stupid.
just to be on the very bottom
Yeah, like
rung.
I mean, an
Gosh.
ensign. That's it.
I
She doesn't
don't-
want to cheat. That's not what we saw in Prodigy. They want to be more than just what they
F-ups,
are.
F-ups.
Yeah, screw up.
Wouldn't it be great if the kids in Prodigy want, like, man, this Starfleet, like, maybe they're going through the records and they're reading the history of all things. So this Starfleet sounds like this amazing place, and they did all these great things, and then they see the crew of the Cerritos and like, oh, we don't want to be in Starfleet anymore. Because if that's what Starfleet is, I don't want.
Oh,
nothing
that
to
would
do
be
with it.
funny. If there was a crossover
Yeah,
like that.
that's-
But the animation looks so good on their side, and this one looks like garbage.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. You want to see these four idiots run around and act like dumbasses, and you think it's the funniest thing ever. If you, honest to God, find this show to be funny, deep down in your heart, you hate Trek because you have to hate it.
But it's not even
Oh,
funny.
we forgot about the worst joke of all. So,
Yeah.
Brad is like in Jeffrey's tube,
Yeah.
and we hear Tom Paris. I'm like, oh, cool, Tom Paris is in the show. I thought he was looking at a data pad.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm worried about the fumes in here. I thought he was actually talking to him. Then he's like, oh, because you're talking to a plate. The mother effer has Trek collector plates.
Plates.
Remember how you would see a 1-800 number?
Oh,
Call
yeah,
now.
back in the 90s, yeah.
I remember. I love Trek, and I'm a huge nerd. I never bought Trek collector plates. Even I thought that was a little
But
much.
the thing is, at least that's in the real world. This is in the
So
show.
Brad bought collector
Collector
plates.
And then there's another one where Rutherford or Sam is making a friggin' model.
Yeah,
Make-
because that's what the fans do, and they're just like the fans.
But like, then I right when I saw that, I'm like, that would be like in Gundam, the pilots making their
Gundams.
Gundams
that's
toys.
so dumb.
That doesn't make any sense.
The only ships they got built in Star Trek were the old sailed ships. They
Yeah.
put them in the bottle.
Because that would be interesting to be like me building a World War II
Yeah.
airplane. Because that was like it's history.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're
Old.
literally building something that's they're in you're in the thing you're building.
Yeah.
You're living it. You don't have to play the fantasy.
and the thing, and it's not like he's building it because they need a schematic of the ship. No, he's doing it like a toy and putting
remember
it together.
how Tom Paris was building that classic car
Yeah.
Because that was a classic thing.
That was
and
different.
Then they didn't even know what gasoline. The gasoline.
Only
was like,
Tom's the only one that knew about gas.
But that's something you would do because it was like ancient history.
Old.
You wouldn't be building the ship that he was in, the model of the ship that he's actually in.
That'd be stupid.
I got collector plates and no fans collect models. Why don't they have an episode? Because there's a clip where they're like, it looks like they're in like some type of like gambling establishment.
We even see a cork.
We see a cork sign. What if they do a thing where they go to like a con and they dress up in cosplay?
Might as well.
Because they have to do everything that we do today,
Oh,
but they're doing it in Trek times because that's silly Billy funny.
I hate this show. I wish it would get canceled. I hate it. I cannot stand it.
Don't worry. It's gonna have like 3 more seasons.
Like
because
3 seasons seems to be the cutoff point for everything.
Yeah.
Nothing goes beyond 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But my God, you're not funny. Just because Trek fans are a little eccentric and do some strange things.
But you're not doing it in tongue in cheek
But
at
then
all.
you're saying, oh, that's just how the people we evolved. I'm sorry. And that's the whole point of Trek is that the human race, we evolved. We're beyond cussing at each other and using vulgar language and that we became something better. But this show's showing you, no, we did not. We haven't moved an inch.
No, this is a show for not people that hate Star Trek, but people that hate Star Trek fans.
No, they hate,
oh, you hate all Star Trek, so go look at this. Haha, isn't it funny?
You hate the idea of the human race becoming better.
Yeah.
You can't stand it because you're a pathetic, sick person and you cannot stand someone who rose above.
Yep.
And that's the whole point of the
Because
Federation.
none of that's in the show. None of it rising above. None of it. Ever.
It's always going in the muck.
Yeah, just staying down in the muck of the caca poo poo jokes and drinking and getting drunk, wanting to F everything, and oh, he's so sexy, I want to screw my superior officer, F those other guys on the other decks, oh, I can't stand the next shift. All the crap that's in an everyday stupid sitcom.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because I know for a fact Mara cares about Brad. Why don't you just tell him instead of
But I
all
think
this...
she just likes effing around.
Yeah.
I don't think they could ever be in a long-term relationship. I think they could just screw around and she would be fine with that because that's
I
who
don't
she
think
is.
Brad would, though. That's
No,
the funny
Brad
thing.
falls in love with
Oh,
everyone.
yeah, he does.
He
But
fell in love with that one crazy alien. Remember if they would made him?
Yeah.
And then it wasn't real because it was just that bug making her fall in love with
Yeah.
him. Because no one could actually love the man.
Brad, no.
Because he's a white guy. No one can love a white man.
No, not in this day and
Exactly.
age.
It's
Especially not in the future.
Not in the future.
But yeah, I hate this show.
Yeah, I hate it. All we're waiting for is another ship to be another rival because it's all about rivalries in the Federation with captains.
Yeah, they hate
each other. They hate each other.
Yeah, apparently they run ships like Klingons now.
Yeah.
Right?
I know, right? Exactly.
My goodness. I don't know. Mother effer. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, we're watching it so you don't have to, so...
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you can contact us on any of the social media platforms in the description down below. And while you're here, be sure to click on one of the videos over on the right.